If you've ever felt like losing weight after 50 is an uphill battle, believe me, you are not alone. But what if the key wasn't some drastic, miserable diet, but a series of small, powerful daily habits? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. Let's build a manageable, effective plan, all based on what the experts are saying. All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to tackle why this whole weight thing feels so different after 50. Then, and this is crucial, we'll get our mindset right for success. From there, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, the Eat Smarter plan, the Move More plan, and finally, we'll pull it all together with the daily lifestyle habits that really make it stick. So, first things first, if you're thinking it's gotten way harder to manage your weight as you've gotten older, I'm here to tell you it is absolutely not just your imagination. Not at all. There are real biological things happening. And that really gets to the heart of it, right? Why does losing weight feel so much harder after 50? What's actually going on inside our bodies that makes this so much more of a challenge than it was back when we were, say, 35? Well, it's not just one thing, you see. It's a whole combination of factors at play. For starters, your muscle mass naturally starts to dwindle, and that kind of puts the brakes on your metabolism. Then you've got these huge hormonal shifts. Estrogen and testosterone levels are changing, and get this, even your appetite hormones can get all out of whack. Ghrelin, that's the one that makes you feel hungry, can go up, while leptin, the one that tells you you're full, can go down. And that's all before we even touch on lifestyle stuff like arthritis, not sleeping well, or just plain old stress. But, and this is really important, this isn't some kind of life sentence. As Dr. Holly Lofton points out here, your genes play a huge role. We're talking 40 to 70% of your weight at any given time. So what that means is your journey is your journey. Comparing yourself to someone else, it's just not helpful. The real goal is to work with the body you've got right now. Which brings us perfectly to our next section. Before we even think about a single calorie or one push-up, we have to talk about your mindset. Honestly, this is the foundation. If you don't get this part right, the rest is just going to crumble. And the key to that foundation is to stop making these vague promises to yourself. Like, I'm going to be healthier. Instead, we need to set SMART goals. And look, this isn't just some catchy acronym. It's a proven framework backed by research that's designed to make your goals super clear and actually doable. So let's really break this down, okay? The S is for specific. Instead of a fuzzy goal like eat healthier, you say, I will eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. M is for measurable. You can't just walk more. You need to log 10,000 steps on my tracker. A is for attainable. Come on, don't promise yourself you'll hit the gym 7 days a week if 3 is what you can actually manage. Set yourself up to win. R is for realistic. Maybe you swap that soda for sparkling water 4 out of 5 times. That's a realistic win. And T, time-bound. Put a start date on the calendar. Make it real. And, a big part of that M for measurable is tracking your progress. And listen, don't be afraid of the scale. There was a huge 2-year study that found that people who weighed in regularly weren't just more successful at losing weight, they were better at the really hard part, which is keeping it off for good. All right, so we've got our mindset locked in. Now let's get to section 3, the Eat Smarter plan. This is all about giving your body the right fuel for this new chapter. Okay, rule number 1, and it's a big one. You gotta start ditching the ultra-processed stuff. Just look at this number on the screen, 500. One study found that's how many extra calories people ate on average every single day when their diet was full of ultra-processed foods compared to whole foods. I mean, that is a staggering difference. That's a game changer right there. So if you're cutting out the processed stuff, what do you eat instead? Well, let's talk about whole grains. This comparison here shows you exactly why. Basically, your body has to work harder. It burns more energy just to break down things like oats, quinoa, and brown rice. And check this out. One study found that just making that simple swap helped people burn almost 100 extra calories a day. 100, without changing anything else. Okay, next up, and this is absolutely critical, protein. Protein is your best friend in the fight against that muscle loss we mentioned earlier. And here's a little pro tip straight from the research. Instead of saving all your protein for a big dinner, try to spread it out. Eat a good amount at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why? Because that gives your muscles a steady stream of fuel to repair and build all day long. And one last super simple rule for eating smarter: when dinner's done, the kitchen is closed. The science is pretty clear on this. Eating late at night can actually make you hungrier the next day, it messes with those appetite hormones, and it can even reduce how many calories you burn during the day. Okay, let's move on to our 4th section. You can see how this is all starting to connect now, right? It's the Move More plan. And I want you to pay close attention to the focus here, building strength. So why all this focus on strength? Well, this quote from Dr. William Yancey Jr. just nails it. He says, muscle is more metabolically active. Think of it like your body's engine. The bigger the engine, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn 24/7. Even, like he says, when you're just sitting there. This right here is the secret weapon. And if you need more proof, this chart shows you everything you need to know. This was a landmark study from 2017. So you had one group that did diet plus aerobics. Yeah, they lost 20 pounds, but a lot of that was precious muscle. But look at group 2, diet plus strength training. They lost almost the same amount of weight, but it was 18 pounds of fat and only 2 pounds of muscle. Now that is the result we're all looking for. So what does this actually look like in a normal week? It's pretty straightforward, actually. You want to aim for 2 or 3 strength training sessions. Then add in about 150 minutes of moderate cardio. Something like a good brisk walk is perfect. And maybe just as important as all that, just sit less. Get up, move around, track your steps. Every single one of them counts. Okay, we are on the home stretch. We've covered mindset, what to eat, and how to move. This last section is all about the little daily habits that tie everything together. These are the finishing touches. And don't underestimate these because their impact is huge. Not getting enough sleep? That can totally throw your appetite hormones out of whack, making you feel hungry when you're not. Staying hydrated? It gives your metabolism a nice little boost all day long. And yeah, rethinking happy hour is important. Alcohol can actually trigger hunger signals. And this is a big one. Check your medications with your doctor. Some common ones can actually cause waking as a side effect. And here's a really cool, simple principle you can start practicing today. It's from Japan, and it's called hara hashibu. It just means you eat until you're about 80% full. The goal isn't to feel stuffed, just satisfied. It's such a simple but powerful way to be more mindful about eating. So when you boil it all down, what's the real key? It's this. Success isn't about some massive, dramatic, unsustainable change. It comes from the quiet power of just stacking these small, smart habits on top of each other, day after day after day. That consistency, that's what creates real, lasting change. And that really brings us to the end here. Look, the point of all this isn't for you to go out and change your entire life tomorrow. That's not realistic. The goal is just to start. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Looking back at everything we've just talked about, what is one small SMART change you can commit to making starting today?